Raghav Chadha, thank you and big congratulations to you. Huge win in Punjab. You were one of the faces of this big win, and you've got actually Raghav. You got Vishwajit Rane in Goa. You got Anupriya Patel. So I mean, is this a chance for all of you to just congratulate each other, because you are all going to be peers now politically, right? You'll be.
Good point.
You want to say anything to them, and they can also.
Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute, Raghav. You're on mute.
My heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to Mr. Rane as well as Anupriya ji, and I wish them all the very best. And I hope now that the elections are over, all of us can rise above party politics and actually, do the job that have been assigned to us by the people.
Okay.
There's one small graphic I wanted to show you, Raghav Chadha. It's a graphic on Punjab and how you've created a kind of record. You did create a record, Aam Aadmi Party, in Delhi, and we've written about that as the biggest victory in the history of India. And look in Punjab, you are this time the second highest at 92 seats, the second highest in the last 60 years. There was once where Akali plus BJP got 93, but as a single party, you're the highest since 1952. Amazing. That record, did that surprise you? I'm going to ask you the same question. Were you shocked at how well you did?
We weren't shocked, Dr. Roy, to be honest with you. We were certainly expecting, and this is very much on expected lines. This is what the internal surveys of the party were also showing.
Right.
And in a tsunami like this, it is often difficult to predict the number of seats,
right,
the exact
right,
number
right.
that you're going to get, as you know this very, very well and much better than perhaps any other person in this country.
Except
so therefore,
Shekhar.
we were certainly hopeful that it's going to be a landslide. I said this sometimes, probably with a bit of overconfidence, that we'll probably get a 3/4, and we've actually got a 3/4 majority.
Right. Raghav?
This is unbelievable. This is a Chamatkaar,
Yeah,
It
is fantastic.
It is a
only
Chamatkaar.
because of the blessings of the Almighty. Yeah.
But tell me, Raghav, now, everyone has been seeing this as the big shift in national politics. Does this now make Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party, a national player? Is Arvind Kejriwal, you think, going to be a potential prime ministerial davedar after this?
So a couple of things, a couple of key takeaways from today's Punjab election result. One is that AAP certainly has arrived as a national force. We're at the national stage today, number one. Number two, Mr. Kejriwal has emerged as perhaps, the chief protagonist of India's most successful political startup. We're the fastest growing political party in the country. And if you were to rewind back to, when the BJP was incorporated, BJP had the legacy of Jansangh. It had the entire paraphernalia of Jansangh. And even then it took BJP 10 long years after its formation to win its first state. We're less than 10 years old, and we won 2 states, one Delhi and the other Punjab, and both with huge majorities. So the third takeaway is that whenever an alternative is offered to the people and they are yearning for change, they respond to it and they opt for that alternative. And that is something that happened in Delhi. That's something that's happened in Punjab. I feel AAP is going to be the principal challenger. Mr. Kejriwal is going to be the principal challenger to the BJP, and AAP is going to replace the Congress.
You have
nationally.
a question for any of the...
Well, also, sorry, just to welcome very quickly, Rita Bahuguna Joshi ji is also with us. Obviously, senior
Namaskar.
leader, BJP from Uttar Pradesh. Ma'am, great to have you. So,
Shekhar?
Thank you.
Well, to Raghav, as I can see, you are now moving in where you find the weakest challenger, which is the Congress party. You vacuum cleaned the Congress party in Delhi. Now you've done so in Punjab. So, am I right to presume that Gujarat is your next target, because that election is coming up later this year?
Two things. We will, of course, be contesting the upcoming elections. The strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party to contest in Gujarat or Himachal or any other state is something that we'll, of course, talk more about in the coming days and weeks. I personally feel that from Kashmir to Kerala, from Guwahati to Gujarat, India needs the Kejriwal model of governance, and several states are yearning for change. So, of course, we will certainly stop at a junction very soon, and that junction will be revealed. Secondly, I, do not actually concur with this assessment that we are only winning in states where Congress is there and Congress is the weakest, and therefore we're easily able to capture that space. If you look at the vote share in Delhi, we polled more than 54-55% of the total votes that were that polled. That means even the BJP voters voted for us. The Congress, traditional Congress voters voted for us.
Right.
The traditional BSP voters voted for us. Similarly, in Punjab, Akali voters, people who used to vote for the Akali, even the Panthik voters have opted for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress voters who were traditionally with the Congress Party have voted for us. Even those who wanted to vote for the BJP previously or wanted to go with the farmers have voted for us. So it's not that we're only replacing the Congress in that.
Dorab, a question. Would you like to first, before you ask a question, can I ask you a question? Is this one of the most significant elections you've ever, and you've done quite a few elections?
Yes, it is one of the most significant ones, and more so for Punjab, in the sense that, in all states there are political hierarchies, dynasties. If you look at Punjab from independence, there have been the Kairons, the Badals, the Patialas, the Dillons, the Brats, all wiped out in one fell swoop. I mean, all states have leadership. There's none left. They're all out. I mean, I don't think it's happened in a large state in a very, very long time, if it's ever happened.
I think Raghav wants to comment on what you're saying.
That, yes.
Dr. Roy, it is, people used to say that Malwa is, of course, the strongest,
Yes.
area of AAP, and Majha and Doaba are relatively weaker. Of course, we've done phenomenally well in Majha and extremely good in Doaba. But Malwa alone today can ensure that we form the government. We've probably won, I think, about 65 of 69 seats, and the majority mark is somewhere around 59.
In fact,
so Malwa alone,
Malwa itself
Party,
reflects the
forms
Delhi
government.
result for AAP.
It's a complete sweep, but
Malwa,
Raghav,
yeah.
it's true. The number of big wickets that have fallen, I mean, who could have thought? Prakash Singh Badal, Sukhbir Badal, Captain Amrinder, Channi has lost in both his seats. But before you go now, Raghav, we've been holding you to this for a long time. Now you have to give us a taste of the song. The AAP campaign song before you go. You have to serenade the panel, and then you can go. And then you can go. Now you can't say no.
I will sing a few. No, I'll sing a few lines, provided you also sing with me. I don't expect.
We are all
Vishwajit
rushing off
Rane.
in that case.
I don't expect.
No, then the ratings
I don't
will.
expect BJP's Vishwajit Rane or Anupriya Patel ji to
Bottom
sing
of
with
the
me, but I can expect
Okay,
you to sing with
okay.
me.
Come.
I'm sipping hot water. I've lost my throat, so you have to bear with me, and I'm going to sing at the risk of NDTV losing its viewers.
Okay.
You sound like Louis Armstrong. Come on.
हुन मौका है जरा हमला मारो, हुन मौका है जरा हमला मारो, बदल दियो पंजाब दे नक्श नुहारा नू, आप दी यारों बा फड़ के रल मिल खड़ के हुन मोड़ लियो बहारा नू, एक मौका केजरीवाल नू, एक मौका है, हुन दे दो मौका यार नू, एक मौका है.
Too good.
Too good, Raghav. Too
Fantastic.
good. Well done.
But
well
you do need
alternative
a
career.
refreshment with that, right? When you're singing that. I have to admit to you one thing which I haven't admitted in public before. When I did my PhD, I was following combine harvesters all across Punjab. Every evening, we'd go to the dhaba with all my Sardar friends, because I'm a Sardar at heart. And in the dhaba, we wouldn't sit on the chairs. We'd all sit on the table. That's the way you have your refreshment in Punjab. And we would be refreshed for about 3-4 hours and then go back and work all night. So that was just to help you work, no other reason, just for health reasons.
And refreshed is obviously you're drinking lassi. And
Also the spiritual level goes up.
Spiritual level.
Okay.